Hello and welcome back! I am Lord Revonworc. This is Crusader Kings II, The Return of the Jewish Aztecs. And as you may recall, we now have to deal with a rather large Swedish army that we need to fight off. Apparently, in the time it took for Kenneth II the Viking to take command, he was able to call an ally in the form of the King of Svithjod, which, I remind you, completely dominates northern Scandinavia. And for that matter, southern Scandinavia is ruled by Denmark and Ireland. But take a look at this. Both those countries are falling apart. Ireland appears to be getting invaded by the Danes, while they're fending off a rebellion, and while the Danes are fending off a rebellion. What war is this, anyways? It's a de jure war over Schleswig. So you're taking a single province from them. And tell me, does the king hold this province? He holds Schleswig. So then you will get the province of Schleswig as your personal holding, and I presume that war is going well for you. Sigurd Snake in the Eye, one of the sons of Lodbrok. I took the land of one of the sons of Lothbrok. And he's also technically winning this rebellion, which is concentrated here in Saxony, and is led by a Catholic Saxon. Oh, no, I'm not okay with that. What the hell? When did you go When did you go Christian? That's not okay. Saxony's gonna pop out a Christian kingdom, isn't it? I mean, what war is this, anyways? Danish Revolt League Independence War? In fact, it looks like a lot of the Saxons have gone Christian. At least some of them are still Remuva. But I just realized I've sort of been wasting time. We should probably get back to the matter at hand, and that matter has to do with the fact that we have a giant Svithyodian army on our doorsteps, and potentially ruining our plans for world domination. So, we do have theoretically enough troops to fight that army. However, without an overwhelming force, it's hard to assure victory. It all depends on their balancing and what types of troops they use. Like, for instance, the troops in my army aren't incredibly good. It's mostly light infantry, if I recall correctly. In fact, let me actually see. If I were to select this massive group here, and we've actually got a lot of heavy infantry, cavalry, and archers. Maybe we're not doing that bad after all. But we do need to make sure that this army, once we get everyone together, has the best balancing we can possibly achieve. Sconian fleet. Scone. Well, Scone isn't in this war, which means those are raiders. And with me being the only non-Viking that borders the Firth of Forth, Yeah, they're gonna be raiding me. Scone. Fucking piece of shit, Scone. You're not even part of Denmark anymore. You got conquered by Sweden. Even though historically, Skåne is the only of the three ancient realms of the Danes that the Danes originated from. Shireland and Jutland were both conquered by from other Germanic tribes. The Heruli lived in Shireland, and the Jutes and the Teutons, who possibly might have been the same tribe, I'm actually not sure, had Jutland. Also, there were some also the Angles lived in southern Jutland, like around the Schleswig area. I guess those of them who had migrated to the British Isles were also conquered. Anyways, now we have an absolutely massive army. We could use some more troops in the center. You know what? Honestly, that looks like some pretty damned good balancing. Let's just make sure that the best generals in the realm are leading the flanks. No, we need better. Find characters in the realm with incredibly... Oh, also they need to be male. They need to be adult. It's probably best that they're rulers. And let's see. There's Shipil, Shipi, the Kalpishki of Connaught, Tlai, male of Edinburgh. It's a big drop-off. Can I appoint him? Oh, is he my marshal? He is. Are you doing anything important? Training troops. That is important, but under the circumstances, I think it's more important to have him on the front lines. Now, can I appoint this guy commander? Yes. So, now we have a league of extraordinary commanders, except one of them is missing from the list. I thought the counselor could lead troops. Do I need to, like, cancel the mission? Apparently. Well, Tlai, Shipil, and Shipi. Oh, let's also check river crossings. Moray and Gowrie are unsafe, which means we go in through Athol. Oh no, more Swedes. But they couldn't possibly have more than 100 on that fleet. Because it's only one ship. So it looks like we lost a siege, and you're going to Moray. Can Moray be safely attacked from Athol? So we can't reach Buchen before them. However, once they cross into Moray, they won't be able to get away from us if we attack them from Athol. So let's pause again on the 19th of October. And on the 19th, then we start deploying to Moray, and they will be unable to leave there before our arrival. Oh, are they attacking us? They are. You know, all things considered, I think I would prefer to be the defender rather than the attacker. Defenders are in a much better position. So, let's stand our ground on Athol. I suppose shouldn't have expected that to work. So then march on him at November. Though I had thought Kalpishki Kwatemuk to be a more reasonable man, his request to be allowed to duel his rival was slightly erratic. Kalpishki Kwatemuk claimed to be constantly subject to affronts from his rival and asked permission to defend his honor. And who is your rival? So your rivals are other Kalpishkis. Disallow it and banish the instigator. None of these seem like good options. Nonetheless, here we are. Oh, our left flank is taking heavy casualties. I don't like that. Our right flank is proving... A son was born to Kalpishki Aleksandar the Victorious, and Iosiwadal Yodlid named Chimalpi. You know what? I'm okay with Chimalpi. I mean, he's just a bastard, and I'm not legitimizing him. Because that would mean my territories are divided up upon death. But I will acknowledge him as mine so that he takes on my, my dynasty. Because it's always good to have a large dynasty in CK2. Just trust me on that. So, that's my choice. So now there are 4 living members of the House of Jewish Aztecs, and surprisingly they're all men. You'd expect there to be at least some girls in there, but you know what? Eventually, if we live long enough, there will be. This battle is not going exceedingly well. I'm worried about the left flank. Okay, good. So we took some heavy casualties. We apparently won a siege. Oh, here's the battle. Yeah, 800 men dead, but we killed almost the entirety of the enemy army. Mayor Malcolm of Aberdeen was captured in battle and is now my prisoner. He's a mayor, he's got lots of money, and I'm sure he'd be willing to part with some for gold. Now, let's head everyone over to Buchan. They just very recently liberated it, so it probably has a very small garrison. Thank you for the money. Everyone's going to Buchan. We'll actually be able to kick them around even more, which is excellent. Happy New Year! And then, once I regain control of Buchan, I mean, we're already at 100%. That last battle put us way over the top. We completely annihilated the entirety of the enemy forces brought against us. It was a huge victory. Now, I'm thinking assault. I want to get this war over and done with as soon as possible. And they have less than 10% of our Us still taking hundreds of casualties, though. 280, but here's the thing. Yeah, that one battle, let me see, Battle of Fours plus 39.07% of the war score. That's huge. We beat the absolute shit out of them. Occupation is virtually meaningless here. Well, not completely. We needed just a little bit to put us over the edge. But God, that one battle... You know, Svithyad, I hope you don't have any rivals you need to keep an eye out for. 'Cause... I'm pretty sure you can't defend yourselves right now. Okay.